guys, welcome back to Ravenclaw Reads. I'm Courtney, and today you are starting another weekly reading vlog with me. It is Monday, December 11th. I cannot believe we are like mid-December right now. It's crazy. If you celebrate Christmas, I hope you are getting your holiday shopping done. If you celebrate other holidays, I hope that you're getting all that done. We actually celebrate Christmas and Kwanzaa. And we do not do gifts in Kwanzaa. We just talk about the 7 principles and do some activities around those with the girls. And so this year, Reagan and I are tasked with creating sort of a lesson plan for the 7 days. And so we have not started yet. So we need to do that like starting today. But let's check in. So last week was pretty much a busy week. I talked about this last week in my weekly vlog. But I had 3 in-person days yesterday. One was just a team meeting, and 2 days were like a presentation that we put on every other month. And so they're a little bit more involved and they take more energy. And we had an amazing guest speaker at the most recent one, and I had been working with her for like a year to get her here and have made an amazing friend and colleague out of it. But it was great. It was exhausting. And now we're back into our regular routine. I do have a conference this week too, but just as an attendee. And so we will see what we can get done. I am in no rush on the reading front because I feel like I have crushed my reading goals this year. And I really want to read for reading's sake, not for hitting a certain goal. And so that's where I am. So this weekend on Friday I finished Holly Jolly Ever After. Really liked that book. Gave it 4 stars. So good. It's funny. It's spicy. It is full of all the good things. And so I really liked it. I highly recommend. I did not give it 5 stars. I think I talked about this in my last vlog just because it lulls a little bit. And they kind of hit all of the bumps early on in the story. So by the time I got to like 60%, where it was like, there's nothing left to figure out. They've done all the things. So from there, I picked up The Fake Mate. This is by Lana Ferguson. And I have been really loving my Oasis lately. I know I switch like every single day what I'm reading on, but when I think about my newest Paperwhite, the Agave Green, this device, the one that was replaced, which I feel like I need to do a new video because I get like 3 or 4 comments a week about like, your Oasis battery shouldn't be that bad, but that's like from my first Oasis. When I got my Oasis replaced, yes, the battery is so much better. But between this, the Paperwhite, and the Scribe, I think I love this the most. And I honestly wish I hadn't gotten the Scribe. I love the Scribe. I think it's an amazing device, but like, you don't need the Scribe. Like, you can't really take it anywhere. It is kind of large. I could see it for maybe textbooks or something like that, but like just for the everyday reading that I do, I don't always need the Scribe, unfortunately, but I do love it, so I wouldn't get rid of it. It's just I'm not reaching for it as much as I reach for the Oasis. The Paperwhite is also pretty good, but my Agave Green one has a glitch, and like you can't, if it kind of freezes, and then you can't like advance. Sometimes you have to like start it and stop it to advance. Anyway, for the least amount of issues, the Oasis, the one that got replaced, is really good. So anyway, I've been reading The Fake Mate, and I am, let me see, how far into this am I? 34% into this. I really wanted to finish this weekend, but it just didn't happen for me. And this book is following Mackenzie and Noah. Sorry, I was looking at my screen. My font size is like so big right now. Like, yes, I like a large font. Oh, it's at 11. I'm more of a 9 girl. Okay, so it's Mackenzie and Noah, and they are both shifters. So they turn into werewolves, and they work at a hospital. And I'm confused still if it's like a human hospital and shifters. Everybody knows that they're shifters and there's no qualms about it. So we're in an alternate universe, right? Where like you can be whatever you want to be. And Mackenzie is getting to the age where her grandmother, who is her mother figure, is asking her when she's going to have babies, when she's going to get married. And so she makes up that she's dating Noah because she sees him at work while she's on the phone and just pops in her head. And so then she immediately asks Noah if she can take a selfie with him to prove to her grandma that she's dating him. And he's like, well, that's interesting you say that because I actually need a mate. And so she is what they call an omega shifter, which is like the top female, and he's an alpha. He's an alpha shifter, which is like the top in males. And so he is trying to move up the ladder in his medical practice, but there are stigmas about alpha males that they're more aggressive and they can just like flip at the turn of a dime. And so he wants to avoid that because if you're mated, then all of those stigmas fall away. So they decide to fake date, and that's where we are. So they have this thing where they have to put their scent on each other. And they do that by hugging at this point, but we know it's going to get more. But they both feel attraction toward one another, and we just know it's going to escalate. And so I'm excited about that. It's going to be a good book. It's Lana Ferguson's writing is really nice. It's just really breezy. You don't feel like you're stepping in mud. You just are bouncing over the words, and it's great. And so it's a really easy read. I just didn't get that much time to start it. So 34% there. So I hope to read more of that today. And then last night before bed, I picked up Babysitter's Club number 27, Jessie and Superbrat. This is the last one, y'all, before Stacey comes back. I'm so excited. But I'm on page 56. I just knocked out 56 pages real quick before bed. I will finish this today for sure. But I was super excited to get going in this because it's actually really well written. So Jessie is babysitting a kid, Derek, who's on TV, but he's from Stony Brook and he's back in town. And so she's dating him. Whoa, she's babysitting him. And she is at first very enamored by the fact that he's a celebrity, and she got all these questions, and she starts trying to sort of seeing that all of his interactions are people asking him about what it's like to be in Hollywood, and none of them are like treating him like a kid. So I think that's where it's going to end up, but it's actually really good, and I'm excited because I've been waiting for a Jessie book to pop off, and I haven't had that to this point, so I'm happy that this is actually really good. And I have the classic cover, so I just love these covers. She still doesn't look 11, but these are so good. So anyway, that's what I'm reading. And then the other book that I have this week, let me show you. I also would love to read the Xmas Holidays. I have this that I've had for a while. It's about 400 pages, which is kind of a lot again, but I want to read that. And then still sort of reading Iron Flame. I honestly am not in the fantasy mood right now, guys. Like, I have Iron Flame going. I put Kingdom of Ash back, so I just think I don't care about Throne of Glass. And I want to be, is this a safe space to say that? Is this a safe space? Because I kind of want to get rid of Throne of Glass and make space on my shelves, because it's okay if everybody liked it and you didn't. I just don't like it. I went through as many books as I could. I've read thousands of pages from her, and I just don't like Throne of Glass. I still have Crescent City. Got to get through that. Would love to read that, but like, it's just a wrap on Throne of Glass. I'm kind of done with it. But I do want to read this, and then anything else that comes up. I just am in the mood for some like light, fluffy, really cutesy, fast-paced books, and so that's where the vibes are right now. Okay, so that's Monday, and I will check in again tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Jumping on to tell you what I read yesterday. Today we had our work holiday party, and it was great to sort of be in space with people for a little bit. I am a true to heart introvert, and so I stayed it's like a 2-hour party. I stayed for like an hour and a half, and then went ahead and called it a wrap. I needed to recharge my social battery. That's just me, but really enjoyed it. So that's why I have my festive earrings on, and I have my cute little headband on. So that was good. Okay, so yesterday I finished Jessie and the Superbrat. I actually liked this book. I was just on a walk with my cute little pup and was listening to my girls at Stuck in Stony Brook podcast, and they were talking about this book, so I'm listening to them in order that I read them. And they were saying they didn't like it, that I was really boring, but honestly, I thought this was the first book that Jessie actually got to have some character. This is like the third book with Jessie, third or fourth, and since she came on the scene, it's only been about her race and how much she doesn't fit in. And so I liked that this was sort of exploring like who she is as a person, what are her values, her beliefs, how she babysits, all of the things that we read the story for. So I actually gave this, I think, 4 or 5 stars. I really liked this. And now we're ready to welcome Stacy back. So I already have that book on my Kindle. I'm borrowing it from the library because I don't have book 28, a physical copy. And they haven't done the new covers up to that point yet. But man, I'm so excited that Stacy's back. Okay, and then the other thing that I was reading is The Fake Mate. You see my face. Okay. I'm not rushing, but I'm anxiously waiting to get done with this book. So it started off really good for me. Oh my gosh. I'm exactly 50% in. It started off really good for me. I like Lana Ferguson's writing. That doesn't change. I like the idea of the fake dating. I don't always love fake dating, but this one is good. Here's where they've lost me. And my oldest watches my videos, so Kennedy, head to Wednesday. I'll give you a moment. This is where they lost me. So part of this relationship is that they are paranormal, right? They're shifters and they're werewolves. And he's an alpha and she's an omega. It's like the very top of like the line wolves or shifters or whatever. And so like part of their story is that when you bring alpha and omega together, they have this incredible sexual chemistry and intensity. And there's this I guess there's this myth that once the guy does his business, he knots himself inside the woman. And I didn't get what they were talking about. And I honestly felt like, am I missing something? And then it happened. And I don't think I've been disgusted by a book before, but it was giving disgusted. And so now they just keep having relations. And I'm so tired. Sorry, I got one piece of hair that wants to just stick up. I'm so tired of it. And actually my hope is that it happens often so I can just skip over those pages, because like at the end of the day, we know they're going to be together and we're going to move on. But like I'm never experienced spice in a way that's so off-putting. Hard pass. So I'm trying to get this done today. I will not be reading this book tomorrow. It ends today. And I am reading it on my scribe that I said I was tired of, because I was telling my husband that like yesterday I finally had to admit in the vlog that like I didn't need the scribe. You can do everything with a different device. And he was like, okay, I get that. And I was like, maybe I should just lean into the scribe and just use it, like only the scribe. And he's like, yeah, just use the scribe only for like a week and get yourself acclimated. So I'm only using the scribe right now. But yeah, that book is, I don't know. It's just weird. And I don't know. The other paranormal book I read, I can't remember the name of it. I didn't like that either. Okay, then I want to talk about 2 books that I picked up. So I was at Barnes and saw the Jessa Hastings book, Never. And this is the Peter Pan retelling. And I had seen it. I want to see if I can give you guys a synopsis. I had seen it and heard about it, but I didn't really know what it was about, aside from it being a Peter Pan retelling. But when I read it, I was so sold. And this is one of those times where like at Barnes, the paperback, it is a really nice, like independently created, chunky, matte covered paperback, but it was $18.99. So I was like, let me see what it is on Amazon. And for my Kindle, it was only $6.99. So I had a coupon or I had a credit. And so boom. Okay, here it is. Growing up, Daphne always knew Peter Pan would come for her, the way he'd come for her mother and her grandmother Wendy before that, the Darling Girls. Their stories are all the same. The forever young boy at their window after their 13th birthday and the shimmering magical land behind a star. When Peter doesn't show for Daphne until she's 17, inexplicably full grown and with no excuse for his tardiness, Daphne doesn't know what to think. Still, she has always been told that Peter Pan is her destiny. It's beyond choice to take his hand and leap into the stars no matter what comes next. But in Neverland, Peter's true colors begin to show. He's an F-boy. One moment he's making Daphne's heart flutter, and the next he's forgotten her entirely. So when Daphne stumbles into the path of Jameson Hook, the pirate son of Peter's nemesis, she lets herself get swept up in his vulgar charm, despite the warning signs. Both boys are trouble, and both have dangerous secrets about this strange fantasy land they call home. And if she loses her heart to either one, Daphne might just lose herself too. I was gagged. I'm here. I am awake. I have stepped up, and I am ready to dig in. So I was like, download. So I want to read that. I also have The Toll that I want to finish this month, which is one of the fantasies that I would like to finish. I don't have high hopes for Iron Flame, but I want to finish The Toll, and I need to start the Xmas holiday as my Christmas book. So lots to be doing. I don't have time to be sitting around not reading books, okay? This is what I need to be on. So finishing The Fake Mate, moving on to something else on my Kindle. And then calling it what it is. So that is the update for Tuesday. I will be back tomorrow with more updates. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Hopping on really quick with a sudden burst of energy. I honestly was so tired. It's 7:30 tonight. I had another in-person conference today, which was really fulfilling, but those things really drain me. And then I still had to do things with Reagan after school, but I'm here. I'm updating you. I'm about to film my Thursday video, edit it tonight, and get it up. But I wanted to pop on because I finished 2 books yesterday, which is like so random for a Tuesday. Wait, is today Tuesday? No, today's Wednesday. It's so random for Tuesday, yesterday that I finished them. So the first book I finished was Fake Mate. And I will say in all honesty, I skimmed the last little bit of that book because it got predictable. I put it at 3 stars. I'm going to go back in and put that to 2 stars. It was just not it for me. As I said, Lana Ferguson wrote The Nanny, and I really liked that book. It was really good. No issues with it. And this book I was expecting to be good too. It said fake mate. I'm thinking fake dating. We've got all the things. It's great. It wasn't great. I think what threw me off was the paranormal part, right? So we have the 2 main characters are shifters, as I've mentioned this week already, and they date each other to make other people happy, right? She wants to show her family that she's got a mate, and she's not going to end up alone, right? The woman's biggest fear. And then he wants a mate because he's an alpha shifter, which can be seen as his stereotypically more aggressive and unable to control themselves unless they're mated, so they get together. What got me not liking this book at all was just it is a spicy book. So the spicy scenes were just so weird to me because of the paranormal element and the whole nodding thing, like what happens when they're like connected. And then what really got me was like around the 50 or 60% mark, the main character goes into heat and she's desperate for him. It was just, what are we doing? Like, and maybe that book is for some bodies. It wasn't for me. So I'm going to go back in and make that 2 stars, but I did finish that. And then I had finished Jessie and Super Brat, but I was really getting to Babysitter's Club 28 because I was so excited to read Stacy's coming back. So it was Welcome Back, Stacy. And I ate that book up. I read it in one day because it was so good. So obviously we know the plot is Stacy coming back. But what I had failed to remember, even like mention, was this divorce plot. Like, her parents were going through it, okay? And like they were, the arguments they were having, the way it's written out, it was just like so intense. And I'm just thinking about myself as a kid reading this. I don't remember that specifically, but I just wonder like how, number one, it probably connected with people, right, who were going through divorce with their parents, but also like, holy cow, like it was a lot. It was a lot of tea, a lot of drama involved with that. And so I was here for that. So like I said, I devoured that in a day. And then I moved on last night to Never by Jessa Hastings. This is the Peter Pan retelling. And I was excited to get that going. because I had read the back cover. I read it to you guys yesterday and it sounded really good. So I'm about 5% into that because I read some tonight while Reagan was at the library. And so, yeah, that's going well. It's written kind of funny, but I like it already. So that is the update for Wednesday. I'm going to hop off here and film my Thursday video, which is going to be my top books of each month for the year of 2023. So make sure you check that out. If you're watching this on Sunday and you didn't see that video, go back to check it out. I put those videos out on Thursday. All right, so hopping off now, and I will check in tomorrow. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Friday, not the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. It's Friday. I'm hopping on, waiting for Reagan. I haven't done this in a while. I'm usually just at my desk, but it's been so busy this week. I honestly didn't read anything really. I read a little bit of Never, that Jessa Hastings Peter Pan retelling. I am liking it. The chapters are very long though. The book's not long itself, but the chapters are long, and so that's throwing me off, and the chapters are like 30 minutes long. But it's pretty good. I have lost a little bit of like need to read right now because it is the holidays. We're tired, exhausted, like all the things. So I'm not pressed, and so we'll see if I get more reading done this afternoon. If I do, I'll come back on. If I don't, it might just be a short vlog, and we'll see what we do next week. But I'm totally okay with having less reading. I actually got an email yesterday from Goodreads that said I was one of the top 25% of readers on Goodreads, so that makes me feel those are my love languages. So I love that that was actually sent to me via email, and I feel good about that. So it's giving me less motivation to want to like actually pick up a reading thing, because I think I'm good. So if I read more, I'll let you know. If I don't, then this is the end of the vlog. We'll see you. Bye guys.